Dodgers Nation, take a deep breath, because today's news hit straight into that blue heart. On one side, the unexpected story of Tanner Scott, the same guy who led the league in losses, watching his role melt away in the final stretch, while Roki Sasaki, Blake Treinen, and the eventual World Series MVP Yoshinobu Yamamoto locked down the ninth and delivered the back-to-back title. And now, with the team looking at another closer, Brandon Gomes drops the kind of statement nobody saw coming. Scott is still in the mix to close games in 2026. On the other side, the post-title phase starts tough, because in the middle of the euphoria from the repeat championship and the epic comeback against the Blue Jays, the front office loses Ben Rortvedt and watches Tony Gonsolin head into free agency. It's the kind of move that reminds the Blue faithful that building a dynasty never comes without pain. Dodgers Nation feels every detail, the hope, the fear, the pride. So drop that like to show this channel belongs to the fans who bleed blue for real, even when the market shakes things up. News 1. So let's go, Dodgers Nation. The first story already shows the weight this team has been carrying. The regular season ended with Tanner Scott leading all of MLB in losses, a number that stings any fan, especially when it comes from an expensive arm brought in to close games for a team with championship ambitions. And when the playoffs arrived, the pressure was so thick you could feel it hanging over Chavez Ravine. The roster pushed forward, battled expectations, carried that sense of we can't repeat mistakes. And in that atmosphere, Scott's absence became a quiet but obvious point. He had undergone a procedure to remove an abscess, something Dave Roberts emphasized to shift attention away from performance. But for the fans, the visual truth was simple. When it mattered most, it was Roki Sasaki, Blake Treinen, and the giant Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who even became World Series MVP, who held the line. And what came next nobody expected. The turning point of this story comes when looking at the future of the bullpen. With the Dodgers searching for another high-impact late-inning arm, it seemed obvious that Tanner Scott's time with the team was nearing its end, whether by trade or release. The logical path pointed that way. But then Brandon Gomes appears, straight from the GM meetings in Las Vegas, saying Scott is still in the competition to close games in 2026. That statement instantly changes the temperature of the conversation. His words carry a strong subtext. Volatility is part of a reliever's life. Ups and downs happen, and the Dodgers still believe he can return to form. And that leaves one big question in the minds of fans. How far does that confidence really go? And when that statement reaches the clubhouse and the fan base, you can feel its impact. Some fans let out a frustrated sigh. They lived through an unstable bullpen in 2025 and know how much it costs just to survive until October. Others understand the point. If there's talent, maybe it's worth another try. The club seems willing to give him one more chance while keeping its eyes on the market, because nobody wants to relive the feeling of we don't have a closer that haunted the team for much of last season. It's that mix of caution and hope that Los Angeles knows all too well. In the final reflection, this situation with Scott says a lot about the Dodgers' identity. A team chasing a dynasty, but also trying to recover pieces that once showed elite potential. It echoes past seasons where the bullpen became the center of every conversation, and the fans waited breathless for answers. And now, with the fresh glow of back-to-back championships still pulsing, Dodgers Nation tries to understand what this move represents. Prudence, belief in the process, or an unnecessary risk. No matter how you read it, the emotion is raw, because these details always reveal more about this team than they seem at first glance. News 2. So let's keep going, Dodgers Nation. The second story starts right where the Blue Heart is still beating the strongest, the back-to-back championship. That Game 7 against the Blue Jays, the impossible comeback, the stadium exploding, all of it still echoes. But the truth is that in Los Angeles, euphoria never stops the work. Spring training has already begun, and the front office is aiming for something only a handful of teams in history have pulled off, a three-peat. And for that, the roster needs adjustments. The bullpen still has holes, the outfield needs more stability, and it feels like Andrew Friedman is sitting at a giant chessboard, moving pieces while he plans ahead. But before any big move could even happen, a hit came, the kind that takes a bit of the smile away from those still celebrating. 2 players were gone after hitting the waiver wire. And what came next nobody expected. When the Dodgers announced that Ben Rortvedt had been claimed by the Reds and Tony Gonsolin chose to enter free agency, the news hit hard. Rortvedt, who arrived at the trade deadline and stepped in as the postseason starter when Will Smith was injured, seemed to have carved out a solid, if temporary, role. His numbers weren't spectacular, a .224 average, 1 home run, for RBIs, but he delivered present steadiness and timing when the team needed it. Gonsolin, meanwhile, is a name fans learned to love back when he finished fourth in Rookie of the Year voting and became an All-Star in 2022. Now he leaves trying to revive a career slowed by injuries, dropping velocity, and just 7 starts in 2025. It's hard to see someone with that much Dodger history walk away. The question that lingers is inevitable. Does this change clear the path forward or open a new hole? Behind the scenes, the departure of both players hits in different ways. Rortvedt's exit makes it clear the Dodgers fully trust Will Smith and know that Dalton Rushing is coming fast. For him, more playing time was always more likely somewhere else. And that's exactly what happened. Gonsolin, on the other hand, leaves behind a different kind of sigh, almost melancholic. He was part of major moments of franchise, but he also embodied the uncertainty the pitching staff has faced in recent years. His departure shakes the emotional core of Dodgers Nation because it's a reminder of how unforgiving baseball is. Talent alone can't save anyone when the body won't cooperate. And all this unfolds while the team works to strengthen itself for 2026, proving that not even back-to-back titles protect the roster from constant evolution. In the final reflection, these moves paint an honest picture of where the Dodgers stand. Building a dynasty requires hard decisions. Losing beloved players is part of the process, just as recognizing the rise of new talent is. The exits of Rortvedt and Gonsolin echo other moments of renewal in the team's recent history, that feeling that the future is calling even while the present is still shining. For Dodgers Nation, it leaves a lump in the throat and the pride of knowing that every championship cycle demands courage. And that's how, between goodbyes and giant dreams, Los Angeles keeps moving forward. So let's wrap this up, Dodgers Nation. These two stories side by side show exactly what it means to root for a team that lives between glory and constant rebuilding. On one side, Tanner Scott, the symbol of an uneven season, but also of an internal belief that refuses to give up on anyone. On the other, the departures of Ben Rortvedt and Tony Gonsolin, reminding us that even in the heat of a championship celebration, tough decisions keep coming. It's this balance between hope and farewells that forms the blue soul of Los Angeles. Dodgers Nation knows. Every bullpen adjustment, every roster change, every risky bet is part of the road toward a three-peat. And even when the heart tightens, we keep believing, because being a Dodger means believing. Even when October silence feels heavy. Believing because this jersey carries stories, pain, and dreams that never fade. Drop your thoughts in the comments, Dodgers Nation, and leave a like to show that this passion never dies.